Hi, Chris here at TT120. What's going on? I'm trying to crack on with the Pico 200 build, and we've got this stuff coming from Hornby. Let's talk about it. So, the retailers have been given a message from Hornby saying that they've got a surprise delivery of some of their products coming early. Now, I don't know whether that's some of the stuff being flown over or whether it's just whether the boat has made it earlier. I don't know. I do know that the products I'm about to show you are going to be available mid-September. In fact, I think that the TTA tankers may already have arrived. So let's go through them, right? So, well, the big news really is the J50. So all three versions, so that's the Era 3, 4 and 5, that's the LNER, small BR crest, and then the larger BR crest. They're arriving. They're arriving, and they'll be with Hornby in the first week of September, and then they should be being shipped out to retailers and to people who've ordered from pre-order from Hornby mid-September. It's just like 2 weeks away. That's crazy news. We thought they'd all been pushed back to November. In fact, we were told they'd been pushed back to November. So that's I mean, it's good. Something else that's really good is that the TTA tankers, those black, stunning looking black with the Shell logo, the triple pack and the single are actually, but they should already be here apparently, being processed. So again, they're only a week away maybe. I don't know how long it takes them to get through their new distribution centre. They're fantastic. The HFA hoppers and the HAA hoppers as well in their triple packs, they're also coming mid-September. They're also on this boat shipment, which is like, what? Hello? Okay, excellent. Well, yeah, well, bring it on. We'll have them. And then we've got, what else? Yeah, now this is the odd one. All four liveries of all four toolings, it's three toolings, isn't it? I think it's three toolings, of the 4-axle Southern Region short coaches. So that's the Era 2 London, Brighton and South Coast Railway, the Era 3 Southern Railway, and then the BR versions, which would obviously be happy in Era 4 and 5. But no word of the Terriers. So what's happening with those Terriers? Okay, you can have some fun. You can pull them with a J50, and we've not had any word about the 6-pin either. Although I've heard amongst the beta testers that there's a couple of little glitches that need ironing out, and that's being resolved. I presume that's a software issue, not a hardware issue. So that just needs to be resolved before the stuff can be released. That's all I've heard on the underground grapevine rumour mill. That's not. Martin Weaver hasn't phoned me up and said, "Chris, this is exactly what's happening." It's not how it works. Sometimes it's how it works, but most of the time, no. So there's some great stuff for us to sink our teeth into. Of course, there will be people who will go, "Oh, the cynics will be saying." They've realised that the Terriers are far out performing the J50s when it comes to pre-orders, and so the pre-orders for the J50s have been dropped off. So maybe we need to bring them forward and get them out in front of people first. If there could be some sense to that, I don't know if that's true. I know the cynics will say that. I think you know by now that Peachy's not a cynic. All I can say is that we know the J50s are coming, and they're a great little shunter. Apparently they did actually move short carriages, but way back, so like Era 2, so they would have been in NER liveries, not LNER, back then, and of course they wouldn't have been pushing particularly these Southern coaches, but they had done a little bit of passenger stock. But possibly more interesting and more prototypical is the fact that because they were quite a powerful little shunter, they were used to shift about quite good sized rakes of Mark 1s in big carriage yards. So having your J50 pushing or pulling a series of empty coaches, as long as you haven't put people in them or turned the lights on. If you've put lights on them, that is. There's nothing wrong with them pushing some Mark 1s around as well as obviously your huge long rakes of private owner Pico wagons being led by Peachy number 1 and number 2. Of course. Talking of the fan base, appreciated all of you are and wonderful. I'm slaving my guts out on this thing, as you realise that it hasn't progressed quite as much as I would hope to by now. I am pretty much doing my videos real time with them. I haven't saved them up from months ago, as you can see. It's where it was on the video that went out this morning. That is one of my worst performing videos. It's a bit disheartening. I'll get over it. But if you haven't seen what I'm up to with the Pico Rail 200 challenge, and you want to have a look at something that's a little different content, it's not spicy, it's not news, it's not me banging on about this, that and the other with scale gauges and or trying to promote bundles or whatever. It's just some good old-fashioned model making. Then have a look at at the end of this video. There will be a link to either this video, my last one, number 3, or the actual what do they call it, Jim? The series. I can't remember what I called it on. My brain's fried. I think I've inhaled too much of this builder's foam. Anyway, guys, just a short and sweet one today. It's all very exciting news. I only really got this information this morning. So there you go. Chew on that. Have some fun. Take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And look after yourselves. Cheerio, bye.
And that's all there is to tell. I'll be on my way now, sir. I've got urgent business in the south. I have to meet a man at Marlborough Junction.